The last two chapters of Bava Kama are going to be devoted to theft. Theft in the sense of, the Hebrew word is gazal. We've already seen that someone like a night robber, a ganav, has to pay back twice or maybe even 4 or 5 times what he's stolen. But the rule for gazal, gazela, seems to be different. And the Mishnah will meditate a little bit on the implications. It's basing itself very unusually for the first time in this tractate. We're going to go to Sefer Vayikra. We're going to go to Leviticus and the law of the guilt offering. And we learn there that somebody who's robbed, someone who's robbed has to bring back what he's robbed, and as well to bring an offering. He's got to restore the robbed thing that he's robbed. And this same applies, by the way, to other kinds of financial transgressions. So some item he had in custody and has gone. Not only does he have to restore it, but he's going to add a fifth. He's going to restore it in full, and he's going to add a fifth. By the way, this is a Talmudic fifth. So in fact, he adds 25%. So that the amount he's added, it turns out to be a fifth of the total. Yeah, the 25% he adds is going to be a fifth of the 125% he pays back. So he's going to add a fifth. And then, very significantly, in the next verse, we're in Leviticus 5:25. Ve'et ashamo yavi lashem, and he brings then his guilt offering to the Lord. So first he restores what he's stolen, and then he brings his guilt offering. And the Seforno says there very significantly, V'heshiv el hagzela ve'et ashamo yav. V'heshiv et hagzela, he shall restore that which he robbed. Sforno is quoting from verse 23. And then ve'et ashamo yavi, and he shall bring his guilt offering, quoting from verse 25. So Sforno quotes from the first and the last of those 3 verses we looked at. And he says, She'ein hakorban mechaper ela im kein pies et anizak. The sacrifice only achieves atonement if the guilty party has first appeased the damaged person. Hodem havaat hakorban, before bringing the sacrifice. And then the Sforno is actually going to quote our Mishnah. He's going to quote the last Mishnah in the chapter. So we're in the 9th chapter. The 9th chapter is the chapter of theft. We've said before that the final Mishnah is often very, very significant. And the Sforno is going to quote from the final Mishnah in the chapter, Hevi et ashamo ad shelo hevi gazelo lo yatsa. If he brought the offering before restoring the theft, he hasn't fulfilled his obligation. I.e., the first thing, if we've stolen something, if we've mislaid something, if we've abused trust, all kinds of breaches of trust are covered by this halacha, by this practice. The first thing we need to do is to restore the lost object. Anything else comes later. And so the Mishnah in the 9th chapter then begins with, okay, how do we restore the lost object? Hagozel etzim ve'asa'an kelim, someone who stole wood and made it into utensils. So the wood doesn't exist anymore. Semer ve'asa'an begadim, he stole wood and made it into garments. Mishalem kishat hagzela, he pays as at the moment of theft. Really interesting here. He doesn't have to restore the physical wool. Just as we've said, the text says ein tachat ein, an eye for an eye, but we don't take out the physical eye. We charge for damages in accordance with the value of an eye. And similarly here, we don't restore the physical wool or the physical wood. We pay the value of the wool or the wood as at the time of the theft. Mishalem kishat hagzela. We pay money as at the time of the theft. Let's just explore this a bit. Gazal para mu'beret ve'alda. Someone stole a pregnant cow and it gave birth. Rachel tu'una ugzaza. He stole a sheep that was ready to be sheared and he sheared it. So both of these animals, they produce something. Really interesting, because we would think that the owner has a right we think that the original owner has a right to the wool or to the baby calf. But the Mishnah rules, Mishalem demei para ha'omedet leiled. He pays the value of a cow that's about to give birth. Demei Rachel ha'omedet ligazez. He pays the value of a sheep that's ready to be sheared. So the Mishnah is going to hold on to the idea that the thief has essentially taken possession, taken legal ownership of this object at the time of the theft. He repays the value at the time of the theft, but any subsequent growth or appreciation seems to remain with the thief. Gazal para. Let's say he stole a cow. Venit abra etzlo. So someone stole a cow and it got pregnant while it was with him. V'yalda, and then it bore young. Rachel, venit ana. He stole this sheep and then it grew hair. Etzlo. It got hairy in his possession. Ugzaza, and then he sheared it. Meshalem kishat hagzela. He pays as at the moment of theft. Zeh hakla. This is the principle. Kol hagazlanim mishalmim kishat hagzela. The principle is that any robber pays as at the moment of theft. That's the general rule, and the Mishnah will now go on through the rest of the chapter to explore this in a bit more detail and, in fact, to give some exceptions.